on the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
We're continuing to see brutal conditions outside, even sub-zero temperatures. They're reaching negative degrees, and it's only going to get worse. We're going to check in right away with meteorologist Justin Fanfrelli to get to exactly what our conditions are like right now. Justin?
And thank you, Christine, and good evening, everybody. Here's a live look outside the Valley News Live Storm Team Skycam Network shot in Fargo. Mostly clear skies as of right now, just a few passing clouds out there. Temperatures very cold at 13 below zero. 9 o'clock update shows a wind chill of 27 below zero in Fargo. Wind west at 6 miles per hour. Moorhead at 15 below zero, and Grand Forks at 18 below zero with a wind chill of 31 below zero. Now the temperatures around the region: Park Rapids at 21 below zero. As you make your way out toward Valley City at 15 below zero, 11 below zero as you make your way out toward Jamestown, and very cold air. Fosston, Thief River Falls, low to mid 20s below zero, and Devil's Lake holding at 14 below. Now the wind speeds are just making it worse. We have mainly light winds, 0 to 10 miles per hour in most areas, mainly from a westerly direction. But with temperatures this cold, it will really make the wind chills frigid. We have a wind chill of 35 below at Valley City, 27 below out toward Detroit Lakes, 28 below at Jamestown. Fosston at 40 below zero, Thief River Falls at 36 below, and Candu holding at 41 degrees below zero for a wind chill. Because of that, we have a wind chill advisory in effect until noon tomorrow for the entire viewing area. Wind chills across the region, 25 to 45 below zero, meaning that frostbite is possible in about 30 minutes for exposed skin. Now the satellite loop showing mainly clear skies, just a few more passing clouds. You make your way into the Southern Valley and into portions of central and North Dakota. High pressure's in charge of our forecast, a very cold area of high pressure, and we have that flow directly from the Arctic, which is why all the very cold air is filtering in. The warm air well off to our west and to our south, and is going to stay there as we go through the next week or so. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures dropping into the teens and 20s below zero. We're going to have mainly cloudy skies. Westerly wind will flip around to more of a southerly direction as we go through the overnight, and we're going to keep just light winds, but it'll make it feel even worse. Temperatures starting off into the Southern Valley close to 20 below zero, and rebounding to about 1 above in the Fargo area. Up north, we stay below zero for high temperatures. Increasing clouds as we make our way throughout the day, with some snow showers possible into our western counties by later on to the evening. In Fargo, a low of 19 below and a high of 1 above. We've got mainly sunny skies to start clouding up with some passing snow showers as we make our way through later on into the day. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, temperatures staying sub-zero into northwestern Minnesota, into the northern valley above zero, out toward Fargo, Jamestown, and points off to the south. The snow making its way through as we go through the day on Thursday, exiting by early afternoon as temperatures finally get above zero. And not a lot of snow from this one. Trace to 2 inches for most of us. Some isolated areas in the southern valley could get 1 to 3 inches, and that does stretch back into lakes country. Again, the timing on the snow is tomorrow night into midday on Thursday. Here's the photo of the day in Cormorant, Minnesota. Thank you, Rick, for this one. We'll use it in the background of the 7-day forecast. And a high of 1 on Wednesday, 7 on Thursday, with a good chance of some snow making its way through. And then for Friday, back to dry conditions, mostly cloudy, but much colder air filters in. 9 below zero on Friday, 11 below on Saturday, 6 below on Sunday, with morning lows close to 30 below zero in the Southern Valley. Mainly sunny skies through the weekend, and for Monday, a high of 1 below, and back up to 6 on Tuesday with partly cloudy skies.
Now, this is the topic of everybody's conversation right now. So what do you suggest to people going out on the roads for what they should pack in their cars right now? What do you think, Justin?
Well, definitely blankets, extra food, high-calorie food, and maybe some flares or things that you can use. Flares to get people's attention.
Sure.
Other things you can use to maybe start a fire.
Yeah.
To keep warm if your car gives out and you're away from civilization.
Yeah, good tips. Thank you, Justin. And also, in your car, make sure you've got your phone always charged, and also be sure to have that Valley News Live Storm Team weather app downloaded so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and those conditions that Justin was talking about so you can plan your day. All you have to do is just search VNL Weather in the App Store, and you can download it for free. New for you now at 9 tonight. 2 drivers from Minnesota were hurt in a head-on crash on Highway 59. It was near the Seven Clans Casino this morning. The Minnesota State Patrol reports 22-year-old Shelby Palin of Plummer. She was trying to turn left when she hit an oncoming car head-on. Both Palin and the other driver, 34-year-old Trevor Christensen of Plymouth, were taken to the emergency room at a Thief River Falls hospital. Now, troopers believe the 2 are expected to be okay. In temperatures like we're facing now, homelessness can be a life and death situation. Most people wouldn't picture teenagers who go to their children's school or the ones who wait on you when you go out to eat as the ones facing such dangerous circumstances. But experts tell Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall those are just some of the faces some of our most vulnerable community members are seeing.
A lot of our youth that come through are working, and if they're not working, they're actively looking for work so they can be working. And yeah, they might be your server. They might be the person that checks you out at Hornbacher's or at Target or Walmart.
Experts say homelessness carries a stigma with it, where people often blame the victim.
You think that person's lazy. You think that person hasn't put in their time, hasn't, worked hard. It can happen to anybody.
But for teens living on the streets, their situation is usually a lot more complicated.
Some have left home, sometimes because of family difficulties. If you come from a background where there's a lot of drug use, or where we've had some individuals whose parents aren't in agreement with their sexual orientation. And they find that they're in a very uncomfortable and unsafe living environment. It's safer to conceive of living on the streets.
Job loss or other unexpected financial obstacles can also leave teenagers without stable housing. But advocates say getting everyone into a warm bed is critical, especially now.
It is personally important to me that we're able to make sure that everybody has that safe place to stay in. Plus, a cold climate state like Minnesota, especially in December, it's a very important issue.
And local groups have a plan.
We're also looking at moving into emergency shelter hours because the weather has dropped, the temperatures dropped significantly. We're hopefully within the next week or so going to have some emergency spaces opened up so we can get some youth off the streets.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Now, Fraser says 23% of the area's homeless youth are still sleeping outside. So to protect you from deadly temperatures, the nonprofit is hoping to open up some emergency spaces within the next week. But West Fargo police need your help finding a man believed to be involved in an ongoing theft investigation. Take a look. Surveillance photos were released today. So if you or someone that you know has any information on this man, call West Fargo Police at 701-433-5500. We're also learning new information about the deadly fire that happened in northern Minnesota overnight. The 2 adults that died have now been identified as Stephen and Patricia Giltzer. Now, one child did die as well after being trapped inside a house that caught fire that night. Now, it happened early this morning at a home in Hibbing, Minnesota. Officials say one of the 3 kids was already outside of the home when firefighters arrived. They had to remove 4 people, 2 adults and 2 kids, all from the home. At the time, all 4 had no pulses and they were not breathing. 2 children were resuscitated and 1 child is expected to be released. Temperatures at the time of the fire were reported to be between 20 to 25 below zero, with that wind chill pushing it down to 30 below zero. The home is a total loss and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. North Dakota's labor commissioner will now be taking on another duty. Governor Doug Burgum made the announcement today saying Michelle Comer will now be Executive Director of Job Service North Dakota. That's the agency that administers the state's unemployment insurance program. Burgum appointed Comer as labor commissioner back in November of 2016, adding she's a proven leader who is capable of consolidating both state agencies. And while unemployment numbers are dropping across the country, the greater Grand Forks area has been losing jobs over the past year. The area is ranked 8th in terms of cities losing jobs in 2017. At the start of the year, employment was just over 56,000 and then dropped by more than 1,200 jobs by October. The industries most impacted were mining, logging, and construction, which together saw over a 5% drop during that time frame. Still ahead tonight.